All right, guys, so welcome to your video lecture all about fronts. We talked yesterday about air masses. Now we're going to discover what happens when they interact. To help you find where you're going, though, here's our Earth and Environmental class. You're going to go to modules to find what you're looking for. Our fronts are right here. Our notes for the day. Remember, we're going to do our PDF. We're going to click these three buttons. We're going to actually download this because you can't right here type in the boxes. Instead, we're going to click this, and then you should be able to type them in. Remember, you're going to want to save this, or you're going to need to take a screenshot of what's written right here. Awesome. Remember to type in here as well and right here. Okay, here we go. Also, additionally, today you are asked to please complete the following reading. Click it. It's a Savas reading. So I assigned it on Savas in your textbook. If you're having trouble getting to it, please let me know. You go into Savas, which I can do right now if you would like. You're going to want to go into Earth Science right there. You're going to go into your student textbook, open a new window. You can search for page number 564, or that's not working, so instead we're going to search fronts, and it's going to come up right here, lesson 20.2. You're going to read this page, and I guess if you're having trouble reading it or getting to it on Savas, you can pause this video and read what you need, and then unpause it. I'll scroll through kind of slowly so you can read it. Couple more pages. There's a model of a cold front. Cold air is what's moving, and that in a second though. Stationary front, and lastly, our occluded front right here. We're not going to go any further. We're not going to read about cyclones just yet. So that's your Savas reading today. As you do it, you're going to fill out this graphic organizer. Please complete the following graphic organizer as you read in Savas. You're going to click right to two unique characteristics of each front in the boxes. Remember to file, make your own copy, and change the share settings to anyone with the link. All right, back to our notes though. We're learning about the four types of front, and this is what happens actually when our air masses interact. Ready? So we're starting with warm front. A warm front brings, or a warm is where a warm front, has this cool symbol right here on a weather diagram. It's also right here, and it's on your notes as well. Warm fronts happen when warm, moist air slides up and over a cold air mass. So our warm air here is moving. The weather conditions that generally result after a warm front moving in is a gentle rain or a light snow. After the warm front passes, we'll have mild, warmer weather. So a warm front is pretty pleasant to have. We do get a little bit of rain, but it's gentle. Okay, so in this case, our warm air is what's moving. Pay attention to that diagram and the diagram right here as well, because it's going to come up. I expect you not only to know what two air masses are interacting here, but I expect you to know which one is moving. So in this case, our warm front is moving. Our warm air mass is moving. It's moving up and over the cold air. It causes a gentle rain. And after it, we get milder, warmer temperatures. Okay? Beautiful. Our next one is cold front. It's denoted by blue triangles on a weather map. This is where our warm air mass, is stationary, and our cold air mass is moving up against the warm air mass. The cold air will slide underneath the warm air mass, pushing that up. Our weather that results from this is a severe thunderstorm that's usually short. After a cold front passes through, we will expect to see cool, fair weather. Okay, so with our warm front, our warm air was hitting a standstill cold air mass. With a cold, and our warm air was moving then up and over our cold air mass. With our cold front, our warm air is stationary and our cold front moves in and slides up or underneath the warm air as it passes up. Our cold air mass, or our cold front, is generally considered not dangerous, but it causes those severe thunderstorms, so it's a little bit more intimidating than a warm air front, a warm front. Okay, we have two more. We have what we call a stationary front, and this is where warm and cold air meet and neither has the force to move the other. They are at a standstill. So both, you cannot see me right now. Hang on, I will turn on my camera. So generally, when we think, if I were to dye my hands red and blue, this would be a warm air mass, and this would be a cold air mass. With our stationary front, they're both moving together like this, and neither has the force to push the one up and over, so they are at a standstill. That's why it's called stationary. For our symbol, we have both the triangles and the red circles of both the cold and warm air front symbols. So usually this will bring clouds and fog, and it can bring days of clouds and light precipitation. After, it can be warm or cold depending on what air mass actually is standing still. Okay, so they're stationary, they're stuck, they're not moving. In contrast, with our cold air mass, my warm air was, oh, that's occluded, sorry. My warm air was standstill, and then my cold air comes in and pushes the warm air up and over. In contrast, with my warm air front right here, my cold air was at a standstill. My warm air mass comes up and over as it moves, okay? So you generally, when we name it, we're talking about the air mass that's moving. So with our warm air, with our warm front, the warm air is what was moving. With our cold front, the cold air is what was moving. With our stationary, neither's moving because neither has the force to push the other out of the way. And generally we'll get fog and a little bit of precipitation with that. And lastly, our occluded front forms when we have warm air mass gets caught between two cold fronts. This will be what we call an occluded front. So you can see the little symbol right here in our chart. It can bring strong winds and heavy precipitation. So this is another dangerous front to form. After following the path of the cold fronts, we'll get cool, fair weather. So this is two. So if a warm front was just spending some time together, or it's not spending, if a warm front was just sitting there, not moving, our cold fronts would move in on it and push it up, okay? That's what we call an occluded front, and those are the purple symbols right here. Again, we use the triangle and the circle, but they are purple now this time. Okay, so in our diagram right here, you've got your warm air, and then you've got your two cold air masses right here moving together and pushing that warm air up. Okay, that's the end of our front lecture. Again, you are going to need to now complete the reading and this diagram. So Sebas, if you had the modified version of the reading, you can see that as well. That one is just a little bit of a different reading, same information, and you're still going to do the graphic organizer for that. All right, when you're done, you'll submit your copy of those front notes. So you either take a screenshot or submit your completed edited PDF. When you're done with your reading, you will submit the graphic organizer for credit. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye.